Hey guys, welcome back and happy Tuesday. All right, guys. Well, as you know, Jason and Josh will be doing Anchor Watch tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern. But in the meantime, I wanted to talk a little bit about this whole situation that's going on with Candiace and Chris from the Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, Candiace recently addressed a potential exit from Real Housewives of Potomac, and she's admitting that Chris was not well after this season, and this is all in a conversation with PageSix. Now, as you guys know, Jason and I sat down with Chris, and this was for Hot Messy Podcast, and he kind of gave us his own input on it. So I'm going to address all of this while also addressing, you guys might know her as Sesame Street. Ashley Darby knows her as Deborah, or Pretty Young Things. I'm not sure. Now she's kind of trying to clap back too, but I feel like it's just such a fail. So before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so getting back to it, Candiace was addressing a potential exit from the show. Now, when we had Chris on, what I found to be interesting was he said that she manifested the hell out of this, which I'm not shocked. When we went over her track record, I was like, holy cow. This woman worked in the White House. She did pageants. She was on Netflix. She had a music video with Trina. She made her way onto the Real Housewives of Potomac. Like, it really is an impressive resume. So I was sitting back trying to wonder, like, how long can one person take this? Somebody prying into your relationship, somebody prying into your business. And I don't want to make this like a personal thing, but I feel like anytime I have to go up against somebody who tries to get into my relationship or my family, it's like claws are out and it's, you want to play a game? Let's play a game. But what I find to be unfair about the Real Housewives of any franchise, I feel like it's a double-edged sword, right? You get the platform, you get the fandom, you get the celebrity of it. It opens new doors for new opportunities. However, for the husbands, it's kind of like one big shit show. You have Dr. Wendy Osefo's husband, who's been accused for the last 3 seasons of having wandering eyes, like Ebony Dick said on our live yesterday. And then you have Chris Bassett, who's now being accused by multiple cast members of being sketchy. You have Giselle Bryant, who said she felt like she was completely uncomfortable in the dressing room. And then it kind of got debunked because she was like, the moment I asked him to leave, he walked out because I didn't want to be in a dressing room alone with a married man. But if he walked out, I don't understand the problem. And I also thought it was pretty straightforward and kind of interesting of him, like pretty stand up. The fact that when Jason and I asked him about this, he was like, listen, I don't want to sit there and take away from how somebody felt about a situation. If she felt uncomfortable, that's her. That was not my intention, right? So then I'm wondering in my head, did the rest of the women get around a table together this season before it started and say, hey, we have a new target. We're going after Candiace and Chris? Because after the whole Giselle thing got sort of debunked, then we had Ashley Darby come forward and say that she had Chris answer one of her stories and say, hey, you guys should have came over to, I think it was the W or something. And then she was trying to use that as a storyline with Robin Dixon, and Robin Dixon completely debunked that and was like, no, that's not sliding into your DMs. That's answering a story. And he also works up there. And then you have this Deborah woman who shady Bravo editors completely debunked this as well. She's like, yeah, your husband, he came up and he was putting his elbow like towards me and inching towards me. And he was like kind of giving me the eyes. And then you get Bravo and they edit it in there and it's like Chris not looking at Deborah. And I'm like, oh, for this Deborah woman, the best advice I can give is watch Housewives. When we had the cookie lady on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, it became an absolute shit show. And now everyone will remember her as the cookie lady. It went nowhere. It just looks silly. Now we have Deborah who's coming in and she's like, well, I have a husband named Chris. And it seems like Ashley Darby is like, it just feels, and I know that this is edited, but it feels like she came in with sort of a vendetta of like, okay, well, everybody has spent so many seasons talking about my husband, Michael Darby, so now I'm going to talk about your husband. But I think the biggest difference here is Michael Darby got caught in a hotel room. He got caught with footage of himself, like allegedly with the whole camera person. Like there have been multiple situations. He admitted to cheating on his wife. She admitted that they at one point had an open relationship. So he kind of gave everybody the ammo to run his name through the mud. Whereas I haven't seen one part of Chris on the show doing that. Now, I saw where Candiace was saying that Chris is not well after this season because once something like this is put out there on the internet, it lives with you. And they're trying to paint him as some sort of predator and stuff like that. So now those headlines will be out there. And mind you, he does have an ex-wife. He talks about this in our podcast episode, and he does have kids. So what if they're seeing this? All because you need a storyline. And I get why Candiace would be upset about that. She said, when I came onto this platform, my goal was to use this platform to get to where I am. For as long as I'm having fun on The Housewives, which very much was tested in season 7, I will be here. Now, when we talked to Chris said before they actually got onto the show, they had a full-on conversation of however we navigate this, we need to maintain full transparency. And we also, let's give it 5 years. Let's take this because a lot of the people who go on reality TV, they don't use the platform to do something more. So it's like, if we're going to do this together, if we're going to put our relationship out there and put our lives out there for everyone to scrutinize, then we need to have something at the end of it that we can be proud of and that we can continue on together. Now, he pointed out they bought a beautiful home. Candiace is working more than ever. So I feel like they think that they've done that at this point. I mean, they have, you can tell. But she went on to say she likes a few of her castmates most of the days, and that being a part of Real Housewives of Potomac is still worth it. And there are more fun times than not at this point. She said, so I'm here until I'm not, or until they fire me, whichever comes first. But if she's, continuing to be booked and busy, I don't know if she's going to want this platform. Now, Deborah Williams, who is the girl who Candiace called Sesame Street, is reacting to Candiace's Sesame Street diss. And Chris is also addressing the flirting claim and thanks producers for exposing the women's lies. She went on and did this whole video, and it looks so bad, guys. And I played it for you yesterday for our Potomac Live, but she did the video and she has like the Cookie Monster and Elmo, and she's like rubbing her naturally, whatever eyebrows. And she's like, oh, hi, Cookie Monster. Oh, hi, Elmo. And I'm like, this screams, pick Robin, pick somebody else. Candiace is a wordsmith. She's going to eat you alive. She is not the person. Chris also made an interesting claim saying, listen, my wife doesn't go after anybody first. They go after her, and then she might bring more energy. She might be a little bit more harsh with her comebacks, but you can't tell somebody how to come back at you when you open that door. And I was like, well, that's fair too. And Chris Bassett said, so who came up to ask, well, wait, he said this. So who came up to who, asked, introduced who to who, and what to who? He also said, I would like to again thank hashtag RHOP production and the team in the editing room for continuing to show the lies these women continue to tell about me. There you have it. They're obviously not happy. And I'm sure I wanted to see if Chris would talk about it. I know that they have strict contracts and he doesn't want to get his wife in trouble, but I am for damn sure interested to see how this plays out at the reunion. Guys, go ahead and comment below. Let us know what you think. But more importantly, before you go, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Love you.